Dr. Bawumia, first of all, he's been replied by the Ministry of Finance as having gotten his facts wrong in regard to his claim that the $1 billion Euro bond oversubscribed has not been properly used or is missing. And secondly, also, he's had to say a few things about the budget. He says, this budget will not bring an end to doomsday. This budget will not take away a whole lot of things, and because of that, there's no hope in it. Kuku, briefly on Bawumia, and then we'll move on.
Well, I'm not sure. When he said it's missing, was he saying it's been chopped or stolen? I thought the impression was that perhaps there wasn't much details of it. How it's been expended in the budget.
Right.
That's the impression I got. I haven't seen the full text of the budget, but I believe there have been some official responses to some of the things he said. Some brought clarity to bear on the issues. You see, I still think that we need to do a more detailed...
Okay, these are the questions he posed. Yeah. Will the budget grow the economy? His answer is no. So what's the use of the budget? He says that, will the budget create jobs? His answer, no. Will the budget reduce the cost of doing business? Answer, no. Will the budget reduce the cost of living and suffering? No. Will the budget provide better conditions of service for teachers, nurses, doctors, civil servants, and workers in general? His answer, no. Will the budget allow workers to select their own Tier 2 pension fund managers and account for the deductions? No. Will the budget restore the allowances of teachers and nursing trainees? No. Will the budget end load shedding? Doomso. No. Will the budget help transform the economy? No.
Yes. In the last few years, we've had some budgets that made promises to resolve some of these issues. What happened? The answers were no. He's expressing his opinion.
But isn't this a purely partisan political analysis approach to look at the budget?
He's a politician now, is he not? Apart from the fact that he's a top banker and economist, he's a politician. But I'm saying that I can see the context. He's suggesting that the budget per se, on its own, will not bring about those solutions because he's looking at the history of recent budgets, the promises, 2014 budget. Let's do a checklist. The pledges and the promises, were they really achieved? It was a budget of missed targets. All Bawumia is saying, he's predicting. Events may prove him wrong. So it was those who are in charge of managing the budget and the finances to show a certain commitment and discipline. But I don't think this is a big deal. Here's a politician with an economic background saying that when I look at this budget, it will not provide solutions. Why should we really break our heads over such a prediction? I don't have a problem with that. Is it not
being too partisan and political to the point of even losing your credibility as, a sought-after economist if you make these claims and say the budget is meaningless? And we know that the budget holds concrete promises of things to be done.
I think Bawumia is right. What he just asks is that, will the budget provide solutions to the problems of the ordinary man on the ground? And the answers are no.
Why? Because you look at the budget, you find the solutions, direct solutions to the problems that he mentions.
He simplified the issues and just asked the simple questions that affect the ordinary man on the street and asks whether he thinks that this budget as a whole now has the solutions, and the answers are no. Look, let me ask a question. He asked a simple question, and the answer is in the budget. If you have fuel selling on the international world market at $73 per barrel, and the budget seeks to increase fuel, you think Bawumia shouldn't talk about it? That's all he's asking, because the moment fuel were to be reduced to the normal price that it should sell below 10 Ghana cedi, then it affects the ordinary man. That's what Bawumia was expecting to see. That look, the budget should say that look, we are going to reduce fuel because fuel now is selling at $73 per barrel. What Bawumia also asks is that, what steps are being put in the budget to stop the doomsday? That is to make sure that we have electricity generation being done. Like I said before, we have enough to generate to satisfy us as a nation. We can generate up to 5,000.
So the prescription that the minister gave in the budget, Bawumia says he hasn't read them, or what?
No, he's read them. Bawumia again is asking that, look in the budget. that they are focusing more on taxes instead of cutting down on the expenditure. So he says that, look, if you focus more on taxes...
How many taxes, new taxes?
More taxes have come. Look, fuel, the taxes on fuel, taxes on several other places. And he says that if you tax real estate and you tax more fuel, you are just worsening the economic situation. Bawumia says, no. Will it bring down the high cost of living as we stand today? If you look at the real budget, we have all analyzed it and we assume it will not. The measures there, is it going to help the ordinary businessman on the street who employs majority of the people of Ghana? The answers are no.
No, the answer cannot be no, because to the extent that the budget provides for a solution to the energy situation, then you can expect that the businessman can grow his business and employ even more people.
First of all, let me say with the greatest respect that Bawumia was not truthful when he stated that mention was not made whatsoever of the 1 billion euro bond that was floated. It's not true.
About how it was spent.
How it was spent. That statement is not truthful. First of all, Bawumia is aware that the seed capital from the Ghana Investment Infrastructure Fund is coming from the 1 billion euro bond. That is a fact. He's also aware that the 1 billion is going to be used to pay for the numerous development projects that have been rolled out by government.
And when you say he's aware, it is because now he's asking,
it's
we
in
are
the
being
budget.
told.
It's in everything is contained in this budget. If we have time, I'll open to them.
You may try and be doing that.
But
just a minute.
Let
I
me.
wanted to get
it's not in the budget.
I would like to build on this.
You let him use more time.
Let me use his
time. Okay.
To start with, he knows. Look at SOFO light interchange, which was started by them. Where do you think the money is coming from for the completion of that project? Achimota of Anko. You started that project without any source of funding. Where do you think the funding is coming from for the completion of that project? Look at the numerous projects in the health sector, the hospitals. In Kumasi, 500 bed, hospital for the military. Look at the rich.
That's what the Eurobond is being used for.
Just give us these are loans. They are not. Because these are loans. But they are loans. Please.
But you have to be careful.
The bet is a loan. Rich is a loan.
Yes,
you are mentioning projects for which we know the specific source of the fund.
Okay, so let's leave those ones out. I talked about SOFO line interchange road.
Right.
The Gang of 4 roads that were started by
you took a bond. Don't for
funding.
Sorry.
No, it's important.
You took a bond. Do first statement that it was a bond that they took.
His time is up. Just allow him to
continue.
Exhaust his 30 seconds.
These are projects that were initiated without any sources of funding. And we have said that we're going to use part of the bond for. Yes, we stated it. We stated that we'd use it to fund government prioritized projects.
Where are the projects?
And I've just mentioned them. You started SOFO line interchange. Where was the sources of funding?
And I'm saying it's not Eurobond. It's not true.
Please.
That's the important thing.
Okay.
In any case,
it
is a bond that you raise, not Eurobond.
What I was going to do was to refer you to Monacote's statement from the finance minister. We have run out of time. I'm sorry. If you can go read it, she's giving us a list of the projects that the money is going into. That's the 1 billion Eurobond.
That is the important
that is where it is going. Thank you very much. Just Google it up. You look for it and read it. Thank you very much. And I'm told also by Paul Ademochiri that the interview with the president is on YouTube, so you can also go and listen to that. This show is produced by Sedem Ofori with the assistance from all the wonderful guys and ladies, especially Matilda Omega. And my guests have been Abdul Malik Akubako Jr., he's editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide newspaper. He's a regular panelist also. Dominic Nituwo, he is a deputy minority leader, MP for Bimbila constituency. James Agalga, deputy minister of interior, MP for, is it Bolton North?
Bolton North.
Great. Constituency. And also Godwin Adawina, he's Dean of the Faculty of Communication Studies of the University of Professional Studies, and he lectures law at that place as well. Samson Ladi Ayanini, you must have heard us earlier. We spoke to Godwin J. Jemfi, who is a former senior prosecutor at the Crown Prosecution Services of the United Kingdom. Have a good afternoon. The news is up next.